Welcome back to the channel, and I'm so happy you're here. If you're new, my name's Ashley Lima, and this is a space where I reveal to you the secrets that have been hidden from you so you can get closer to God, upgrade your mind and body so you can make more money and nurture a strong family that reflects the heavenly kingdom. In this video, I'm showing you how to uninstall the corruption and install truth in your brain. Now, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you stopped to deeply think about, who am I really? What makes me me? And I'm not talking about your name or your job title or that you're a mom or a wife. Those are all big roles you have in your life, but I'm talking about going deeper. Who are you foundationally at the core of everything? If that's a meaningful question you want to know the answer to, then keep watching because today we're diving deep into the topic, and girl, it is so powerful it will change your life. What we're really talking about here is revealing your true identity. Who are you really? And as we go through this journey together and really think about this, I'm going to be giving you some different analogies to help you understand because, again, this is super important. And we're talking about the foundation of who you are. And we all know if the foundation is off even just a tiny bit, then the rest of the structure will crumble. And in this case, that structure is your life. So let me start with a little story. Imagine you're a seed, just a tiny ordinary seed, and you don't know what kind of plant or tree you'll grow into, but you're full of potential. And the soil you're planted in, that's your family, your environment. And this begins to shape you, and you sprout, and you grow, and it's a beautiful process. But along the way, weeds start wrapping around you. And some are big and threatening, trying to choke the life out of you and stop your growth. Those weeds represent certain negative beliefs, expectations, and identities that others project onto you, which makes it so crowded and difficult to see the beautiful, unique being you were always meant to grow into. So we need to make sure that we're always taking care of those weeds. Before I tell you how, here's another way of looking at it. Going back to your childhood from when you were very first born, you were like a brand new phone, okay? Clean, fresh memory, untouched, full of potential. I know this is an iPad, but just go with me. Your mind, or in this case, the operating system inside, was ready to download anything that it's told to download. And just like a phone, over time, we start downloading apps from the world. Your parents installed the first apps. They taught you your words, they showed you how to walk, and they introduced you to the world. Keep in mind, this is the world as they saw it through their filter. So by the time you were a toddler, you started picking up habits, beliefs, and even fears from all the people around you and close to you. And maybe you were told, don't cry, big kids don't cry, or be careful, the world is dangerous. And they started slowly saving as files in your mind. Then came school. Your teachers taught you how the world works, what success looks like, and where humans come from. Flashback to science class. Remember learning how we evolved from tiny amoebas? Did that ever just create even more questions in your head? Like, did you ever stop and think, is that really where I came from? I digress. Fast forward, you chose a career. Maybe you became a teacher, physical therapist, nurse, maybe you started your own business. And for a while, it felt good. But one day, you started to feel a little lost because no matter how hard you worked or how much you achieved, that job title could never fully encompass your value or who you were like as a whole person. Because it's true, any single position or label or achievement can never sum up who you are or your worth. It's almost like you're standing in a room full of mirrors, all at different angles, and each mirror is showing a different angle of you. So like the daughter, the professional, the mother, the friend. But none of those reflections are showing the full picture, right? They're just fragments. And they're all fragments shaped by society's expectations. So going back to being like a brand new phone, you had all the important manufacturer programs in order to function and a clean operating system in your mind. But like we said, over time, people start installing all these different thoughts and beliefs and programs, and that clean, pure, fresh, out-of-the-box system gets bogged down and contaminated and eventually needs to be cleaned out and rebooted. Today, so many people are walking around in life with all of that junk still in their system. They have no idea who they really are because they've installed all of these beliefs and added all these different identities, and they've never cleaned out the weeds or refreshed their system. What they end up doing is looking for their true identity in bizarre ideas. Have you ever heard of the people identifying as animals? Or How about people biologically changing their identity to the opposite gender as if they were placed in the wrong body? That's like telling the creator of iOS that it's actually an Android. Now, I'm not here to say these people can't do that. They're free to choose that. But just because they're choosing that doesn't make it right. Let me ask you this. Has a horse ever decided it's a cat so that it can sleep on the couch and snuggle in your lap? That would never work out, right? Can a mango tree decide that it wants to transform into an apple tree? No. If I plant corn seeds, will I harvest corn or star fruit? Corn, right? What I'm saying is you can find the way to your true identity by simply observing nature. Everything has a flow. It doesn't ever question the fact that it is the way it is. Even if it could, why would it? As long as it obeys and lives according to its purpose and true identity, everything else works together synonymously and complements each other. Have you ever noticed that humans are the only species with the ability to question and reflect? And sometimes, instead of using that gift and embracing the thing that makes us so unique, we use it to doubt our identity as humans. Let's shift our perspective, and that's exactly what I want to do in this video. If you haven't realized this already, everything in our world has a creator. The clothes you were wearing were designed by a fashion designer. Your favorite makeup palette, every shade was carefully chosen. Even the layout and the packaging were created to catch your eye. A beautiful planner or calendar with its neat layout, and you got the custom stickers and the color-coded sections. That's a clear example of an intentional design. And in the same way, us and the world around us were intricately created by an intelligent designer. And boom, that, my friend, is the foundation of your true identity as a human. At the very beginning, God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. This is your true identity, being created in the image and likeness of God. But what does that even mean? Let me give you another analogy. See this photo? It's me, right? Wrong. This photo is my image. It resembles me, but it's not me. But if I'm ever traveling to another country, I can use it to confirm my identity. Just like the picture confirms that I exist and I'm a real person, your life confirms that God exists and is real. You are his resemblance. This doesn't mean you're God, just like this photo isn't me, but it does mean that you're representing God on earth just by being a human. And according to what he said at the very beginning, you are to manage the rest of creation and to have dominion over every living being in nature. That is your purpose here. God is a creative, abundant, generous, loving, faithful, just, friendly, funny, joyful God, among infinite other things. All of this exists in us. But I know what you might be thinking. Okay, if all of that exists in us, then why are we seeing the opposite of all those things in the world today? It's simple. Because there's an enemy who has made it his mission to destroy your identity by planting lies and distractions and viruses and weeds in your life. Think about it. Doesn't this make so much sense? Hollywood movies and the music industry constantly push a false image of who you're supposed to be, convincing you to chase something that's not truly you. Race, nationality, social class, gender, age, size, they have nothing to do with us being image bearers of God. And what it does is it creates unnecessary conflicts and even wars. All of this happens because people have forgotten their true purpose, to represent God and live authentically as we were created to do. This is an invitation for you to look inward and embrace your true identity, to be an image bearer of God. Now, there's only one way to do this. You need to let go of the version of yourself that was shaped by the world. And Jesus had a name for this. It's called dying to yourself. So when I say you have to die to yourself, I'm talking about the self that has been fueled by doubt and confusion and external influences. So you die to yourself and you become reborn into a life of purpose and clarity and connection with your Creator. And there's only one person who can restore us to that original state of purity and purpose. It's Jesus. He's the only gardener that can tame the weeds. He's the only tech support guy that can restore the phone. And I'm not just saying this. He said himself, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. He claimed to be God, and you represent God. So the best way to embrace your true identity is to learn about the one who you represent. And we can easily do that by reading the eyewitnesses' accounts of Jesus' life in the Bible. And when you take on this task, you begin the journey back to your original design. Let me tell you about this book. It's not about religion or rules. It's about understanding your original design and purpose from the manufacturer himself. So let go of any religious filter that might skew your perspective when you read this. The Bible is not a religious book. Yes, it contains religion, but it's not about that. I always recommend to start in the book of John. If you didn't know, there are 4 books called John in the Bible, but start with the first one. And there you're going to get a good idea of who this God is that came to earth to rescue you. And if you don't have a physical Bible, you can download an app. There's a few to choose from, so I'll just link the ones I use below in the description. And if you're watching this video, especially up until this point, this could be your sign that he wants you to return to your original state, your true identity. But listen, this comes with a warning. Discovering this identity for yourself is like opening a parachute. Once it's open, you cannot put it back. But it saves your life because it transforms you for the better and gives you a firm foundation to stand on. So if this message resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Help me spread this important truth and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. And if you're ready to go deeper, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications because the next video is going to open your mind up even more. And seriously, don't hesitate to leave a comment about what part of this video stuck out to you. I absolutely love hearing people's stories. And you never know who you might inspire or encourage when you share yours. Remember, you are not here by accident. You were made for greatness. So let's stick together and show the world who we represent here on Earth.